Big stage here for Wang XiaoTong in an arena that'll be overwhelmingly supporting her opponent. This is a massive test for her. And they'll have sparred with each other as well, Adam. They'll have seen each other, you know, each other's styles. They know each other intimately from day after day of playing and playing in the same environment.
Yeah, they're going to be quite familiar. Familiarity is part of the battle.
One all.
Just to make that point even more clear, I'm quite familiar with XiaoTong's game. I've been watching her play for a long time, but I don't know how much of a chance I would stand at the table, so familiarity definitely a starting point.
Just a quick rundown on the styles that we can expect from these two.
Well, XiaoTong's incredibly quick, versatile, while she's got an overwhelmingly strong forehand. Her backhand is very quick. She's not afraid to pivot. She's got strong legs. She's staying close to the table as much as possible. I could go on and on. Wang XiaoTong, you know, this is only my second match calling her that I recall, and the first one was in doubles, so it's a different game here. Thinking outside the box, serving with the backhand.
You often talk about as well when a lower ranked player takes on a higher one, and in this case obviously being the Highland YingSha, the need to change things up, do something different, take them by surprise, not to play in your comfort zone. That's why you're world number 43 and she's world number 1.
Yeah, the law of averages. If you just play your ordinary game, you're going to get an ordinary result. You have to take some chances. She has already early on with that long backhand serve. And a tight game here after 5 points have been played.
Let 3-2. Let 3-2.
Let's hear for YingSha.
I like that after the first one, Wang XiaoTong watched it extra long just to make sure she was very clear on what the serve looked like and what the spin was. Tong Tong did the same thing earlier.
Trying to go for that corner, Wang XiaoTong.
See the little wince there. The idea was clear. She tries to exploit the wide forehand early. Not an investment in a winner, but simply moving XiaoTong. Oh! Don't hear that too often.
Well, I didn't hear that. Go on.
Ah! She basically tried to get herself energy up.
3-4.
I think that was a sign of wake up. We've seen it in different ways. We've seen players slap their cheek. We've seen players slap their hip. Hashtag Wang Chuqin. XiaoTong just yelped a little bit to try and get some energy going here, ignite something.
Crowd certainly picked up on it.
Oh, it's good. Hand and racket, no problem.
All.
Anything between the wrist and the fingertips is considered part of the racket. One motion. Wow, that was quick. In the replay, I couldn't see it, but the sound to me was a clear indicator that it was hand and then racket. So Wang XiaoTong, all good.
Let 4-all.
Just to clarify, a double hit in one motion if unintentional. Okay. There's great separation between the two contacts. That's a different story.
Maybe the longest rally we've had up till now. Does Wang XiaoTong want to engage in these long points? Because you would assume the longer it goes on, the better player, more likely to win?
Exactly. So in general, she wants to get it over as quickly as possible. Just a reminder there not to stall. The match should continue.
5-all.
So she's looking to kill as fast as she can. Where possible, I mean, obviously.
Yeah, essentially, and I guess this is true generally for players. You want to finish the point as quickly as possible. It's just a sense of, I guess, a question of calculating the risks.
Let.
So you don't want to
5
take
all.
too big of a risk. You want to do whatever is in your favor, but as soon as you recognize an opportunity to put on serious pressure, even if it doesn't win you the point, it might on the next shot.
5, 6.
Well, listen, we're about midway through this first game. XiaoTong only trailing by 1.
This is where the difference is made, the second half of the game. This is what we see from the top players in the world.
7, 5.
Oh, talk about killing points off early.
Beautiful forehand flick there, XiaoTong, one of the toughest shots in the game, executed to perfection on first try. Table tennis, a game of consistency, the practice hall, just amazing how consistent the top players in the world can be when it comes to pressure.
7, 6.
Well, XiaoTong will be pretty happy with how things have gone for now.
It's a nice change of pace, slowing it down, arcing it a little bit more to break the rhythm in the middle of the table.
6, 8.
Is that an ace?
Technically, yes, it was. Down the middle of the table. XiaoTong. Half-long pendulum serve, side topspin. You can see the ball really taking a kick on that second bounce, just in an uncomfortable spot.
Nice work there, YingSha.
6, 9.
Now starts to pull away. 3 points clear. Tried to change up the
10,
serve.
6.
Goes long down the line. YingSha picks it up and has 4 game points.
Then 7.
A bit happier with that one. XiaoTong still trails by 3. YingSha generally comes out. We are, of course, narrowing that field now, aren't we? As we get closer and closer to the quarters.
1 to serve. Love all.
Just taking the
No
time
flash,
here.
please. Love all. Play.
XiaoTong nudged by the umpire.
Tricky
Go for it,
position to be
play.
in. Asking them to play, but flashes in the crowd can be quite distracting to the vision of the players.
Oh,
Love 1.
there's a bit of fortune there perhaps for YingSha.
Maybe the eyes still adjusting from the flash.
The flash is going on.
Yeah.
运动员发球时请保持安静。
Love 1.
I'd like to compliment Wang XiaoTong on a few of her backhands in the business end of last game. She slowed it down, played with extra spin, very effective.
Love 1.
Actually, I was about to ask you that question. What did you find effective for her? So you're talking about the backhands, eh?
Yeah, I felt like she played the backhand spin shots. She's the taller of the 2 players. Wow. And here she opens with it as well, but XiaoTong times it perfectly, blasts it back. In the women's game, we tend to see more backhand-to-backhand rallies because it's the more efficient stroke, and women tend to stay closer to the table where speed is more necessary. So reaction time, the faster game, these two both willing to play.
Well, she
1,
had enough
2.
time to adjust as YingSha, but into the net.
Some table tennis karma here. I think XiaoTong's net was actually the more fortunate as it came down for a second bounce, not recoverable.
stretched there, wasn't she, Wang XiaoTong?
That was one long stroke fast forehand from XiaoTong from under the table on the wide side. Remember, Wang XiaoTong has the bigger wingspan between the two, and still it was quite a stretch to get there in time.
Three, two. No flags.
Did you ever play horse? Like basketball? You make a shot, the other person has to make the same?
Oh, no, I haven't.
Well, that's what that felt like. She's like, okay, I've done the forehand, now it's your turn.
3-all.
YingSha, not one to horse around too long.
Giddy up, giddy up. The match continues here in this best of 5. Wang XiaoTong, less time than usual for a comeback, but comebacks are tougher. When you think about XiaoTong occasionally being beaten in the first, rarely the second, she just learns so quickly.
3-all.
Well, we kept saying these sort of rallies, YingSha will generally come out on top.
The recovery from some of these strokes. Short stroke there as XiaoTong abbreviates that just to cover the elbow with the forehand. Sets her up with a 1-point lead still in the early parts of this game.
Three, five.
Maybe Sasha now maybe making her move away from her opponent.
Brilliant, beautiful combination there. She goes to the middle first and then a quick follow-up with heavy side spin, the seatbelt shot. That was a quick combination, not easy to pull off.
Also pin drop silence when she got to that point.
4-5. Let.
XiaoTong's look like, okay. If you saw it and she saw it, I guess so then.
Right into the middle there.
6-4.
YingSha.
Soft hands in the touch game, then a little shake to get the grip. And forehand right into the middle as the opponent would be expecting it to the wide forehand.
7-4.
Pulling away again, 3 points clear. She reacted well initially, Wang XiaoTong, but that onslaught comes at you from YingSha. It's hard to repel after a while.
And that first forehand, you're right, it was quite breathtaking. This recovery here, slapped, but coming back down in a game of balance, being up on 1 foot, doesn't usually last for long unless you hit a winner.
It's really quiet in this infinity arena.
5-8.
Especially when that kind of thing happens.
Yeah, I was just going to say, there are occasions that come up more often than not to get the crowd quite vocal.
Mm. Well, then of course there's the obligatory
5-8.
Decent serve to start with from Wang XiaoTong.
9-5.
YingSha adjusted well.
To recover and recoil as quickly as XiaoTong does, you can understand why she's taken 6 of the last 8 points.
Yeah.
Just allows you to stay that much closer to the table, take the ball that much earlier, and be ready to do it again.
Smooth.
10-5.
YingSha, 5 game points. What a way to win that second game. Fantastic.
Exactly the same.
Third game.
All just an illusion.
Soon to serve.
So
Love
we'll
all.
assume it was the backhand corner then.
Well, definitely both in the backhand corner. I think you asked me an interesting question on break that I think is worth addressing, interesting to talk about.
Yeah, I asked
One
whether
love.
this was kind of going the way you thought it might have before we started this match.
Well, I wouldn't count Wang XiaoTong or any member of the Chinese national team out against anyone. Yeah, it's not that big of a surprise. If you look at the world rankings and the few that have beaten XiaoTong in recent history, they're very few. And how far
Love
apart she
two.
sits from Wang Manyu in terms of world rankings. I mean, you've got Wang Manyu, you've got Chen Xingtong, you've got Wang Yidi. Kuai Man's up there in rankings, but in terms of players who have beaten XiaoTong, how many have a winning record?
Yeah.
1-2.
So this is the next generation. In terms of learning, Wang XiaoTong is an incredible player. It happens on the men's side too, though. They're just stages in your development, and this is a stepping stone and a reality check when you play XiaoTong.
Yeah, it's a fair assessment. Just a little cramp for
2
space
all.
there, YingSha. Wang Manyu, of course, lost to YingSha in the final of last year's China Smash. Clips the net there.
2-3.
Wang XiaoTong with a rare lead. And then recovers very nicely in the next point. Look at that.
We were talking about needing to put pressure on early, trying to finish the point quickly. And I mentioned how it's the same on both sides. XiaoTong doing wonderfully here with an opening backhand, pressure deep, and then the exact opposite corner. The timing is just so fast between shots. There it is again, crowd likes it.
Well, she's having to go for it, I guess, Wang XiaoTong. She's at that stage now.
Yeah, you can feel her turning up the pace a little bit. Really wide angle there that XiaoTong recovered. The footwork, the first backhand was barely halfway down the table as it hit the gold line on the side. And still XiaoTong didn't lose any footing. False alarm. She thought it was a timeout. Just clipping her hair.
3-4.
She's like, psych. No, no, no. I didn't call it. Are you calling it? Not me.
That's been a source of amusement here for this crowd.
A rare occasion. I don't know if I've ever seen that happen before.
Just seeing the raw power, the skill, the tenacity of YingSha here.
Timeout.
And now the timeout. From the start of this point, it felt like Wang XiaoTong was in control. And gloves up on the other side, XiaoTong just efficiently returning. And then she seized control of the point and never let go.
She was predicting this timeout. That's all it was.
Yeah, she's one step ahead.
Exactly. In everything.
Wow. Man or woman in the WTT era. 17 titles to her name already.
Finishes that one wonderfully. 12 of the last 16. Massive momentum with YingSha at the moment.
3-7.
Exertions, too much.
You watch Wang XiaoTong's shots in this rally and you think, there it is, she's got her in trouble, and XiaoTong flying through before the feet have planted. Plays a winner to the short side, mid-air.
3-8.
Again, running away from Wang XiaoTong. How about that from YingSha?
You hit a ball that hard, sometimes you think surely this won't come back. The energy she put into this just for the briefest of moments. And in the replay from this angle, what more can you do? Came back to the short side.
Absolutely. Down that line. Surprising Wang XiaoTong. Proves that she's
9-4.
human after all, YingSha.
Subtle change of pace here. Wang XiaoTong looking for whatever she can to make it uncomfortable. Not easy to find those few solutions.
Again, incredible reflexes from YingSha. Wang XiaoTong wins the point. It's been a while since she's got even 2 in a row. Still a long way from her opponent.
Well done on receiving those last 2 points. Serves back now.
And that wonderful shot sets up 5 match points for YingSha.
The sound you heard was the reaction to being placed with the racket head up like an ice cream cone covering the elbow. Wang XiaoTong knew that that was going to be tough to recover from.
YingSha has cantered through this match. Round of 16 has been very, very straightforward for the world number 1 against her compatriot Wang XiaoTong. She wins 11-7, 11-5, 11-5.
So YingSha will be waiting for the winner of Honoka Hashimoto and Wang Yidi.